Good morning. Welcome to Pecan Corner. I'm Tina, and this is my grocery diary for the middle 2 weeks of January, from January 10th through yesterday, through the 26th. I've been keeping a grocery diary because this last summer I started a real intensive effort to try to grow and can and preserve as much of our own food as possible. Paul got interested in it, and I always had been, and so he encouraged me to get out my pressure canner and use it, and he continues to encourage me and suggest things and come up with things. And so we're making our own. We've made sausage and things like that before, but it was for fun, right? Or as a money saver. It wasn't as a means of assuring that we had the things that we needed. And in the past, when the kids were growing up, I always have stayed stocked up on things. But again, it was mostly as a cushion for our budget. When you buy things on sale and stock up on them, then you reach a point where you're not having to pay full price for things. And so it really helped me with my budget a lot. I had kind of gotten away from that after the kids got grown, and it was just me and Paul. But now we're concerned more about just our health, having good food that's real, that has real, genuine ingredients, and then knowing that we have what we need. We've been through, a couple of hurricanes and some things like that show us how easily you can have a time where you have a few days, at the very least, even in just normal life, where you can have a week or up to 3 weeks where things are not as they normally are. I saw today, and I'll put a link to it, Troy at the Do-It-Yourself World has got a video up, and I see Mouse Toes has already found it and shared it, and you want to see this. He went to the store to get some milk for his coffee, and he was just floored, so he filmed it. The empty shelves, just from panic buying for people hearing that this big snowstorm was coming, and so everybody trying to stock up. This picture right here is the flashlight section, and the charcoal and that kind of thing. So anyway, there are normal everyday reasons to prepare too. The other day when we made our sausage, the city was working on the water lines, and they just cut the water off unexpectedly for a couple of hours. So I was real glad to have bottled water, gallons on hand. So there's lots of reasons to do that. The other thing that I'm noticing now that I have am several months into this, and the reason I decided to keep the diary is I want to compare how I shop now with how I used to shop, and the kinds of things that I buy now with what I used to buy. So I missed a week to get to this. I've been kind of busy, and so I'm picking up 2 weeks at a time instead of one. So I'll just kind of go through this pretty quickly. We have a local produce market that I do a lot of my produce shopping in, and so I went in there on the 10th, and I spent $17.64. I bought milk and bread. I bought a lot of produce. I bought squash and turnips. There were some cherries in their reduced bin that were still good. I bought that. I bought one piece of fresh ginger to plant. So the empty nester, I've got the Gitchy Urban Gardener. I've got me a piece of ginger in a pot in the house. I've also got a sweet potato with some toothpick stuck in it and a glass of water. So I've got my little winter garden going. So I got 2, 4, 6, I got about 8 pounds of produce along with my milk and bread and my ginger for $17.64. This receipt I'm not counting because I bought peanuts for an event that Paul is going to. The peanuts in the shell. It's a men's event, and so I'm sending some food gifts for that. And then the other thing that I bought was the hummingbird feeder for our giveaway that E from the Empty Nester won. Okay, the next day that I shopped was on the 12th, and I went to Big Lots, and there I bought raisins. I bought a loaf of bread. They get it at our Big Lots. They've started getting day-old bread in, and they get the Sunbeam bread that we like. And so for $1.40 a loaf, that's about half of the regular price. So when I can find it in there, and it's still really good. I got 2 containers of almond flavoring. I bought my red cabbage with apples that I served with the sauerbraten. That when I made contingency preps recipe for that, and some raisins and some tortilla chips, and I spent all total of what I spent there, $13.60 of it was on food. That same day on the 12th, I went to Kroger, and there I bought egg roll wrappers because Willow's Garden has a yummy looking egg roll recipe that I'm dying to try. So I've got my wrappers now. So I bought breakfast sausage that was $10 for 2 pounds, and we won't need that again for quite a while now because Paul made several pounds of it the other day. Shredded cheese, potatoes, flour. I had a coupon for flour, coffee creamer. I bought cabbage again for the egg rolls when I get to them, and Kroger's bread. Kroger's bread is only $1 a loaf when it's on special. So I did buy some other things that were not groceries, so I've subtracted them. So I spent $31.10 on genuine food stuff. And I should mention in here, we've only eaten 2 meals away from home during this time. This is all of our food. I'll need to start saving my receipts. We occasionally don't go out to eat very often. Once in a while we'll stop at a fast food place if we're in town and don't really have time to get home in time to eat. So, but not very often anymore. And we've only done that twice during this time period. We spent a sum total. One we spent $5 at a little, taco casa, and the other place I think we spent $12. So, but I need to start bringing that in. So, I also went to Brookshire's and I bought frozen limeade. Paul has to drink Gatorade for the potassium, and he likes it mixed with limeade. So I bought that. I bought a loaf of bread, whole milk. This was on the 20th. So it had been from the 12th to the 20th that I didn't have to go to the store at all. So that's 8 days that I didn't have to make a grocery run. And hamburger buns. So I spent $17.13, and a big part of that was on the limeade, and I had bought enough to last for a while. Bought several cans of it. So now the next time I went to the grocery was 5 days after that. Was on the 25th. I stopped at Cullen's and I bought a pack of tortillas for $3. But also he has these onion plants in, and so I went ahead and bought my onion plants that I'll plant this year, and I bought 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. No, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, I bought 10 bundles of onion plants at 2 for $3. So I've counted that as part of my food expense, that $15, because those onions, I'm going to grow them and we're going to eat them, and so that'll count against our food budget. And then yesterday I went back to the store, and I went back to Cullen's, and I bought I bought chorizo mix. Since we were out, I bought 2 bottles, so I'm only counting 1 against our food storage budget, because one is I'm keeping and the other one I'm holding in reserve for the next subscriber giveaway that we do. And then the next, let's see here, I also stopped in Kroger's yesterday, and I got some bargains. They had a bunch of you know, they were kind of tidying up the store, and so all of their things with crushed packaging and stuff like that was in a clearance bin. So I take advantage of those things, and so I was able to buy some things that we're not going to use until the summertime. $1.89 for a pack of family size iced tea bags, the big pack, so that's half price. We don't eat much cereal in the winter, but in the summer it's Paul's favorite snack. And truthfully, you know, this cold cereal is not something that we can make at home very easily. So that's a commercial product that we will probably continue to buy. So I got a pack of Wheaties for $2.39. A pack of shredded wheat for $1.69, and a pack of Raisin Bran for $1.69. And nothing wrong with any of them except that the boxes are beat up, but the inner packets are still completely sealed and fine. I bought some Koolaid, nod to summer again there, and to some others. I have some of that instant friendship tea that I was talking about that I make. I use some Koolaid to flavor those. Paul wanted some mints. There's a little kind of mints that he likes. I'm counting that as food since he's eating it. But I did take off. I bought a tube of Lanolin for $3, and it's regularly $9. So so I took that off, subtracted that, and so I spent a total of 25 there. So all total, I spent $127.72 in the past 2 weeks, and a lot of that is for foods and things that will last us for a long time. It'll probably be 6 months before I have to buy cereal again. Certainly it'll be 2 or 3 years before I have to buy chorizo mix again, because this is a full pound package, and so this will last us a long time. So, you know, to go from spending at least probably $100 a week on foods, and having to run to the store every 3 or 4 days, I'm now to the point where some of these stops that I made weren't essential. I was in town, so I thought I'd go ahead and stop. A lot of the foods that I brought I haven't used yet. I've noticed that now when I go into the store, most of the time I can just walk around the perimeter. I don't have to go up and down every aisle, so it doesn't take me nearly as long to shop as it once did. Used to, I could count on spending an hour in the grocery store. Now I can be in and out in about 20 minutes. So far so good. I'm pretty pleased with how this is going. All right. I hope that, you know, if this kind of thing bores you, you can just skip over these these grocery diaries next time. But I'm finding it a way for me to keep up with it, and I'm looking forward to going back towards the end of the year and kind of getting a sense for what a big difference it's made in our budget as well as in our lifestyle. Certainly, we know we don't have to go through periods like this where something happens and we have to feel like we have to rush to the store because we have it all on hand. All right. Thanks so much, and you guys have a great day. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up and click subscribe.